What's up, you guys? Drew back at it again with another YouTube video. Thank you guys for joining us. Today we are at Lazyman Garage's house. Came to pay him a visit after leaving the Spoon Sports event, getting an autograph. Came to drop it off, so I figured we would record a video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different though. It's not really a car concept, it's more or less getting to know Chris a little bit more, myself, and the homie Biggmellow, John. So in today's video we just want to talk about a little bit more life experiences and stuff like that. Get to know us a little bit more personal as we continue our journey along this YouTube life, along social media life, along with sharing with everything we do with you guys, and everything we love, and everything just, you know, I guess in general, what you really think on personal opinions or how you deal with life. So I'm going to let Chris introduce himself, give us something for you guys to know about him real quick. Go ahead.
My name is Chris from Lazyman Garage, and I'm lazy so you don't have to be. I work on a 1990 CRX HF, I almost said SI, and I'm building it for a time attack build. I'm agoraphobic. I haven't left the house in 10 years. I don't think that really matters, but I'm trying to show the community that even if you have a disability, you can still do what you love to do, which is motorsports for me. I'm going to use this car to get myself out of the house, and I'm using it as motivation to push other people who have the same similar problem as I do to get out there and do something positive and influence others to do the same.
That is a great message. I mean, that's what we're out here to do. And I guess it takes a real, solid person to come out and be able to share that with people, because it's not something that, you know, most people are used to hearing, or most people even know that is real. And some people think that you may be even overreacting. I guess that's kind of the biggest insult you have to probably deal with. People like, oh, just get over it, or just, you know,
it's all in
move
your head.
on. It's in your head. It's like, that's the most disgracing thing I guess you could do to somebody, is when you just take it more lightly than as serious as it needs to be, you know.
Yeah.
And when I look into it and I read about it, it's real crazy, man, how you battle every day, really with that, and how much that probably just, like, you know, you just, of course you want to build that ball of courage to be like, dude, I'm out here, I'm leaving, but to know the darker side of the pasta that's in yourself, you know. So after meeting you, and it's only been a couple of weeks, man, it's real cool to hear your story, real cool to know you. And I know the first time you wanted to call me, you didn't even want, you like hung up
I was
quick,
nervous.
you know,
I was
not knowing what to say. So but the second time he did get the call through. And
I think we're about to get it. Is that a Supra?
Oh, no. Close.
Get a broken neck.
We had a guy drive by. He literally flipped a bitch down the street, pulled in front of this car, and he's like, "Is that a Supra?"
He memed himself.
It was a real life meme. It was funny.
For real. So that's a real good positive message. Now I'm gonna let my boy John talk to you guys a little bit about what he wants to do, and a little bit of story about himself. Go ahead.
So I'm John from Biggmellow. Got a clothing line out here from the IE. And I guess the whole thing is just to leave a legacy behind for my lineage and be able to, I guess, like, just keep that going, keep the success and stay creative, and that's what I'm about. So whether it's music, painting, the brand, that's what I'm doing here.
Okay, the next subject we're going to talk about, I believe, is the most strongest, and I think the hardest for any type of entrepreneur or anybody trying to share their story. It's self-motivation. Self-motivation to be able to continue to do what you believe is strongly felt and what should be heard. I mean, the most discouraging things I've been told is, you know, you're wasting your time, you're not going to make it, you know, nobody cares, I guess you could say. Nobody's going to stand behind you. Or, I mean, the strongest one I've been told is, like, you're not it, meaning that you can't do that, or you're not what people are looking for, or you're, you know, let's say with the YouTube thing, you try to post out there every single day, and everyone's going to ask, well, why should we subscribe to you? Or if they know you personally, sometimes some of the closest people don't support you. You know, more or less, they don't want to have you move higher than them, so they just won't support you or do anything for you because they don't want you to go surpass them. So how do you stay self-motivated to continue to push and, like, tell your story or spread the garage? I mean, because that's a brilliant idea. Most people would just give up and just kind of like trap themselves and just accept that fact that's what they are, and they're just going to live with that and think that they don't deserve anything more.
So how do I do it? I have a lot of friends and family and a lot of friends that I see as family, and I use that as my motivation, because even when I'm in bed and I don't want to get out of bed because I'm depressed and I'm unmotivated, I'll just get out of bed and motivate myself to do something. I know there's someone out there, like one of my friends, a family, a common stranger, I'll help them out because that's what needs to be done. I was always raised to help others more than I help myself, which is kind of oxymoron, because like, see, I'm agoraphobic. I don't really help myself to try to leave the house, but I always try to give back to people. I don't expect nothing in return. Like when I met him, I just wanted to show him that I could be a loyal friend and just bring up the brand because I like doing that. I like helping people out. I enjoy it because it motivates me to do more for myself. Like if I help out Biggmellow on his Integra, it makes me happy, it makes me smile, and motivates me knowing that he got his car done and there's more to come to it, so I can continue to help him build his car as I build myself. And that's what really motivates me, is helping others.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good perspective to wake up on, to to put in your head that you're gonna continue to wake up to fight for somebody else. Fighting for somebody else to help motivate you is definitely a great way to actually get up and do something. To actually get up to say, hey, some people need to hear this. Somebody needs to be told that. Somebody needs to hear this to motivate them. Somebody's in a dark place that I want to help them. So that's gonna help me motivate more people. How do you stay motivated, bro?
I think I battle like the slump, right? When you don't feel motivated, you don't really want to get up and do it. It's just keep that routine going. It's just remember to always keep moving. You gotta get up, do your shit every single day, even if it slows down or you feel like, oh, you're not getting it today. Just keep going. It's kind of like hitting that gym, right? You're not gonna get those results unless you keep fucking hitting.
Going to the gym is probably the hardest thing I find every day, man. Fuck, I tell you, bro, it's way easier to pull up and order a number 4 than it is to actually pull up and order 25 of these, you know?
Yep. Exactly.
So that's, it's always routine. So obviously, you're not going to get the results of being fit if you don't go to the gym. But you don't even have to go to the gym. Let's say you wake up and you do 10 push-ups. You run around the block. You use what's around you.
I got a question for you, though.
Yeah.
What motivates you?
My daughter, goals, life. I've always been motivated because my biggest motivation is probably my parents. Probably the story. Everyone always has a story between of what motivates them or what type of troubling stuff they go to, which I don't really like to share troubling issues because I don't want nobody to like support you over a sob story or feel like they feel bad for you. Like, don't feel bad for me. It's just what shaped me to become really what I am. You know what I mean? And I was blessed to go through that because it was just a wake-up call to advance me. I feel like, you go through things for a reason. And I'm not real like heavy into religion, or I don't go to church and stuff, so I don't want to step on anybody's toes when you say things like that because people really do take that stuff personal, and I don't want to become like that, But what my parents fought through after my dad lost his job in 2009, and he was done. My mom working 3 jobs, taking care of my aunt, where she's handicapped, doing crossing guard and going to work at night just to pay for all of us. And I was helpless. I was only 15, and all my other little brothers are younger than me. So the only thing I could do was, fucking pick up a vacuum, start mopping the floor, and do the dishes right, and try to clean up some stuff to give back. Because as a kid, you really can't do anything. And that is what showed me that, when you have to work for somebody or you have to work for a job or something, you're really suffocating yourself on that because now they control you. So they have basically now capped you out. You only make, let's say, this much money. And now that you have this house, you have this car payment, you have this, you have agreed to give that place, the next 5 years, 10 years of your life to try to pay those things off. Because the biggest risk I took in starting my business was leaving my job. How do you wake up every day knowing there is no paycheck coming? That was like the scariest thing. And my job was McDonald's. It wasn't a career or nothing, but that was still a stable income. But I knew that if I didn't take that leap of faith into really putting that type of energy and that type of work into my business, I was not going to get the results, and this is where I would be. So I saved up the little money I did have to start my business, and I started my business with $100. And to what it's doing now, 5-6 years later, is what I expected it to do because it's what I set out to do, And in the 5-6 years, I have met countless people. I told everybody, he knows, he worked out with me at McDonald's. I used to walk around tell everybody at McDonald's, I'm going to be something, I'm going to start something. And 9 times out of 10, let's say the managers or somebody, they would laugh at me because they're on higher end of McDonald's thinking that it's going to be the answer for them, and they're taking care of them because they're making a little bit more money.
Yeah, they're like, what's this kid know? Like, what's he going to do?
I'm just a kid. I'm 19 years old, talking about out of my ass because unless you become creditable, nobody believes in your words. So when you really start from nothing but you have these high beliefs, you're not going to get these people to really listen to you if you don't have nothing to show for it. Because to them, if you're so smart, you should already have this, this, and this. They have put such high standards before they listen to you. And I guess that's the biggest battle. Until you become like credible with stuff, people would start to learn to you and listen. So when I try to give advice, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, it was kind of like people just didn't give a shit. People don't care. They're like, yeah, you're just talking out your ass. Get a job, get a career, follow something, go to school or something, Now, it's a whole other story. You're talking about what I've been through and what I come through to go around. And I don't want to use it to become, and people think that, oh, you're just a cocky fuck, you're just this, you're ignorant. Like, I just really want to help and advise everybody that's in the same position of the last 6 years I spent my life learning, you know? Knowledge is power. The sooner you respect that you don't know everything, the sooner you'll learn to learn more stuff, and you'll open much more doors with that. You know, when you just mentally just break that barrier and stop becoming egotistic, you just learn shit. You just learn from people who are doing it bigger, you know? So I like to watch bigger YouTubers that are way bigger than me, faster than me, and they're all different in their own style. When you got DDE, you have Fresh Kicks, you have the Strataman, you have all these other people that some people watch and some other people don't. But let's say that's who I fill my head with. So I watch, they're all different. They're all different in their own ways, and you see the results. You see who has more following of what, and you kind of just take from that and you run with it, and you find what you're comfortable with, and just let it run with that, you know. And it's just cool. It's motivating to see that it's really possible to really do shit like that. So that's, you know, that's how I stay self-motivated and stuff. Now, what was your biggest challenge into coming out to say, I'm gonna learn how to do car shit? I'm gonna learn to make, or let's say, let's follow your dream. Nonetheless, because I think that's what you're doing, right? You're following what you love to do, right?
Yeah.
You're not miserable. You're happy.
Yeah.
So, what happened that made you think that this is what I'm gonna do?
I was always grew up around cars. My grandpa had a 1965 Pontiac GTO with tri-power, and that being said, my grandpa was always hated these kind of cars. They're little rice rockets, is what he would call them. So my grandma had an '86 Accord, and that thing ran for 12 years straight with no issues. The AC even continued to work. And like ever since I saw that first Honda, I was kind of like stuck on them and just watched videos and learned. And then my friend got his, and I think in 2007, my friend got a 95 EJ1, and I love the thing, even though it was automatic. And I was like, I gotta get me one of these. So I ended up getting an EJ2, which is a DX model, and I fell in love with the car, and I was like, I thought it was the coolest shit. I went to AutoZone, bought the neon, and like, you know, I was that guy.
My first intake came from AutoZone.
Yeah, my Spectre. Spectre, yeah.
That was
Spectre.
And I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, even the cameraman's laughing right now. Yeah. My first intake was a Spectre, and I thought I was like a hardcore tuner because I got the JDM amber corners, and you know, I thought I was that guy. I was that fucking guy where I had the beginner sticker of the yellow and green leaf, the Fukushima leaf.
I thought that was the coolest thing, man. I got a sticker on my back bumper. I got a sticker on the front windshield. I even put a fucking air freshener by the fucking light just to show everybody that I didn't know that it meant a student driver.
Yeah,
and it's probably did. It was true because I drove like shit.
You fucking see this? That's me. You know, like that's how I was. And
then the famous one when you give them one of these.
Oh, the shocker! Oh my god, dude, it's been
that is the most legendary.
Those stickers are gone now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm not putting that on my car.
So when you got the Civic, that was the most motivating thing to say you're gonna surround your life with cars?
Yeah, I wanted to learn how to, like, I seen all these guys like Honda Street Garage and Young Static, and I was like, man, I want to build like them. How the hell am I gonna do it? So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna learn. I watched YouTube. My neighbor was a mechanic, so I just watched him, and he was one of those old school Mexican mechanics. Watch motherfucker, and you learn. You know, so that's how I got.
Hurry up and pass this.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
I've been hit.
Nothing you could do for them is as fast as they want it to be done. I guess, swear to God, like my uncle was one of those things that's just like this. Like, how am I supposed to learn? You want me to hurry up? He's already putting it back together. Like, well, I didn't learn shit, but just to fucking hand you a tool.
Grandpa's the same way. He was an old school Mexican dude, but you know, you had a tool not fast enough, you could right in the back of the head, but been hitting it. Yeah, you cry
and you couldn't run away because 9 times out of 10 they're doing it on your car, so you gotta listen.
Yeah. John goes, he looks at him like this, and John goes,
and I'm just like,
I had to look. I had to really look at him like.
In my head, I'm having a mental breakdown. Like,
read my fucking mind, bro.
like mentally, like talking to you, like, and then you're like not saying nothing. I'm like, oh
Drew just looks at him and just, but inside all you hear.
Dude, I just straight up just had like a mental breakdown right now. Like, I was trying so hard to, like, I was about to step on your foot, like, say something, you know, like, fix something up.
You can't even do that. That shit's in the frame. He's like, comments, why do you stomp on Biggmellow's foot?
So on the previous part, if you guys didn't see, I drew a blank. I tried so hard to get this guy to say something, but nobody said something. The pause was
He's
heroic.
like during the
He tried
headlights.
to speak to him telepathically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the true side of doing this whole video thing and talking to a camera and trying to stay that like that, you know.
I wish I could have heard your inner monologue right now.
Oh man, dude. In my head, bro, I was straight up this dude. Just say something, bro. Save me right now. Save me right
Say
now.
anything.
Oh man, just
I
say
wish-
something.
I wish you guys seen it in my point of view. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
No, I just can't wait to see it on the fucking camera. And see all three of you just
They
like.
just locked eyes. John's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Okay. I thought I did something wrong, bro.
Oh,
Like, all right,
fuck.
what?
Everyone thought we were in trouble. Oh man, that's a break right there.
That's funny.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
My cheeks hurt, bro.
I'm getting a cramp.
Oh my
That's how you're out of
god.
shape. You can laugh and be tired.
Oh, that's
Oh
funny.
god. We can pause it. We can break it.
Oh.
All right, guys. So after some fun laughter, we definitely had to do that to ease our head up. We're gonna bring up the conversation back up and talk about how hard it is to even come up with, like, let's say, like his T-shirt, Biggmellow's T-shirt, and how hard it is for people to support your brand. Because most people look for it to be for free. I mean, how hard is it for you to get somebody to spend $25 on your shirt, $25 on your shirt, and so what? I mean, the hardest thing is to get them. I guess it's the reason why they should spend the $25. Because most people, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with myself, I would wear a $2, $3 T-shirt, just something that fits bigger than I feel, so I could just fucking lounge in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you guys are trying to sell your shirts, you know, obviously it hits towards a reason. You want somebody to walk around with it, walk around the mall, use it as a daily shirt. You want to use it as a reason. Yours is like, I could picture it as a beach, on vacation, that type of relaxed feel and stuff like that. So what challenges do you face to actually get people to, you know, obviously do that?
The biggest challenge, I think, well, actually, I try to, like, as soon as I found out, I would tell people, oh, hey, like, you know, buy the shirt, it's this much. Even if it was $10, it was hard to get people to buy
It's
it at all, right? Like, and it was crazy that the moment that I stopped telling people that it was mine and just tell them where to go and get it, it changed immediately, right? If you just, because again,
That's
like
good.
how you had you know, like coming up and years ago when we were working at McDonald's, it was like, oh, well, what do you know, right? Like, oh, you're just a kid, you know, who are you? Who do you think you are? Doing all this stuff, like, even if it's a positive thing in your life, it was crazy to see that, oh, it's my brand, like, you know, go here, this is where you
They
can
don't
get
want
it
to
or
support
whatever.
you.
Yeah, no, everyone's
So if
like,
it
no.
was somebody else that they didn't know, they would buy it in a heartbeat.
Exactly. You're buying from strangers or a large company all the time and don't even second guess, like, oh, it's $50 a t-shirt or it's $80 a t-shirt. Like, what the hell? You don't want to spend $10 on the homie that's next door that's trying to come up and do something. You know what I mean? But the
Right.
moment that,
So I guess the hardest thing you're saying is basically the support from people.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's rough, especially
I
when
think-
it's like, oh, it's yours. Like you were talking about earlier, it's like, well, someone wants to, they want to see you do good, but not better than what they're doing. You know what I mean? And usually the people that are closest to you are the ones that aren't going to go out and spend that extra money, which is crazy. Everybody wants it for
Yeah,
free because
some,
they're
some,
like,
some of your biggest supporters are people that you don't even know.
right.
And some of your biggest haters are the guy next to you. I'm just kidding.
It was like that in high school
But-
for me, man.
Yeah,
Trying to
you're always
sell
gonna
shirts.
have your balance of both. You're always gonna, you don't really know, so I guess it's real hard for why people support something or as to why they, you know, spend money on it. And I guess, like you said, if you came out with a perspective saying, "Hey, I'm working for this T-shirt company. This is the brand. Buy it," they probably would. Versus you saying, "This is my brand. Rock it."
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is
and
crazy.
I tell these people now, even if I got a hat or a hoodie, a shirt or whatever, and they notice like the stuff matches, right? Oh, he's got the logo there and here. They ask me what it is, and I'm just like, oh, it's this brand. You can go here to go check it out. And it was funny, like I think one of the homies that came down to the shop, I didn't tell him that I owned the brand, but later on after he ordered it, he goes, oh, I didn't realize that you
Owned it.
Yeah, it's yours. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's trippy, just perspective on, you know, and yeah, I guess that's it. The perspective of who you are and that person who's gonna be getting it. Like, it's sometimes easier now just to be like, well,
Yeah.
I don't tell nobody it's mine. I just tell them I've
You
associated
see
with
the
it.
support is bigger.
Right, and get that support.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know if that's tricking people or
No,
nothing,
no,
but like,
because like the best kind of marketing is marketing that doesn't even make it feel like marketing, because like, it makes them feel like they're a part of it. And that's I quote that from Hops, and he's a rapper, and it's true because
thought you
once
didn't like
you
Hops.
oh, what the fuck do you do, Rico? It's kind of weird because like if I didn't know him and I just went on the website and I saw something, you know, and it's like I'm buying smart plugs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like cool, like I'm supporting this company, but at the same time, you're like you can learn to love a company and learn to support it. But if I knew him personally and I knew he did it like that, there's that person who would be like, "Come on, dude, just hook me up, man." Like, hey, look, I'll shoot you $10 for this $20 part, and they're like, "I can't, dude," because but a lot of people don't understand is that he has a family to feed, you know, he has bills to pay, and like when you buy a shirt from him, it's not just like it's not all profit because most of the money goes back into product. Most of the time, it's all product.
It's reinvested,
and it's all reinvested. Like the money that I make from shirts, the first batch I made, all of it went back into making more shirts that were better quality. Instead of AAAs, I'm using Fruit of the Loom, so the light on you during the summer. Here in California, the summers get up to like 111, and you know we'd be dying on
one
it.
is a heavy shirt.
So and a AAA is really heavy. And then you get that bacon deck if you're a big guy like me, and that's awful. So like I get what you're saying. I've been through that struggle. And I'm gonna order some of your stuff too. Now next month I'm gonna need your link.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing, really. It was crazy that the hurdle was just so simple. How that was approached. You know what I mean? Just
like you got to stop here.
It's not mine. This is where you go and get it. Just like anything else. Just like if someone asks you, like, "Oh, where'd you get those Nikes at?" or whatever. You know what I mean? Like this is where I went to go get them. You don't have to say that they were yours or whatever. You know what I mean? And people go and buy it just based on that.
Yeah,
it's trippy.
Yeah, it's like a guaranteed thing. Like if like he owned Nike, you know, like you think we would be asking for free Nikes?
It's like moon rock.
I'm not gonna lie, I hit him with the idea. Like, hey, let me get
No, I definitely. When he first started the shop, I am guilty of that too. Like, and what's crazy now is like I kind of cringe at that when people ask me. It's just like, oh, let me get a hookup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
but I mean, like,
right, if anybody should be supporting, it's the people that's closest around you. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
you pay full price. Man.
Exactly. Like my friend over here off camera, he's wearing a Lazyman Garage t-shirt, and he showed up and he goes, "Let me get two," and gave me money right off the bat. And like I've had a lot of friends who have like that are close to me that were like, "Nah, dude, you got bills to pay, you got this," and I'm like, "I'm not using the money for bills. I'm using it to make more shirts, and if I'm lucky enough, hats." So that's what I'm doing it with. Like, and like I support you. Hats off to you, and like I encourage what you're doing.
Alright, so now we're recording. So since we covered all that, is there any like other topics you guys want to cover before we close out the video? Anything off your chest? Anything that you know?
Just support other people. Support people's businesses. You know, help other people when they need help. You see somebody struggling, don't belittle them. Don't be like, "Oh, look at this guy with his rotas," and laugh at him. I mean, like if he jokes with them and go, "They're real rotas," laugh with them. But I mean, I wouldn't go over here and be like, "This guy's a fucking loser. He can't afford it," and just laugh at him. Help him out. Teach him. You know, less is more, or more is less, or whatever the cause is. Help somebody in their time of need. You see an old lady walking across the street, help her, because that's what this world's a kind of fucked up place, and a lot of people forget that helping is what brings us all together.
You? Ending statement?
Yeah, I think just to go along with that is support, man.
Can I ask you guys an off-topic question?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
No.
Yes,
no.
Yes, it does.
No.
That's my boy right
I
there.
fucking-
Pineapple?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Pineapple.
Pineapple goes on pizza. Y'all just can't afford the extra topping.
Oh, shit.
Pineapple and bacon.
He's like, "Look at my super bitch."
Little Caesars doesn't give it with pineapple for 5.
I put pizza on my pineapple, dog. Just like that's how I do it.
Little slice of pizza.
He has it reversed.
Pineapple
I just
slice
open
of
face
pizza on it.
pineapples and then put pizza on that bitch and roast it.
Dude,
Thank you
and
for
most
answering
people
my question.
don't even know that Little Caesars was my first job.
Really?
16 years old, I was Little Caesars. Everyone's associated with McDonald's, thinking that that's all I lived there and worked. Dude, Little Caesars, I sold Kirby vacuums. I went door to door to fucking make a mess in your living room to fucking
scam.
shoot that shit up. It was the biggest scam ever in my life.
I now understand why this man is such a good speaker, because he sold Kirby vacuums. Do you know how hard it is to get
all
somebody to
makes
buy
sense
that
now.
expensive ass vacuum, bro?
No, and it's heavy
Yeah.
as fuck. It's like an 80.
How much do those cost? Like fucking over a grand?
1,500,
Yeah, they're like $1,500.
They're
And
Dyson?
shout out to the family that did buy one. And they only
What?
bought it for me just to support me, not even because they needed it.
That's
And I sold one vacuum in 2 weeks. And they tell you, oh, you get paid commission only. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They shipped us out in a van to San Clemente. And I was fucking out there
Fucking
till
running
10
around.
o'clock. Got home at 12 p.m. I made no money. Did that for 2 weeks, bro. That's crazy as shit, bro.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But yeah, Kirby vacuums, then McDonald's, UPS, all the warehouse jobs, all in between. definitely have, you know,
My
a
first
life-
job
a life of
was
shit.
AutoZone.
AutoZone?
I worked at AutoZone for 3 days. It was 3 days, and I got fired because I didn't speak Portuguese. Because those fuckers thought I
You were in
was.
Portugal?
They were like, "Oh, you can speak Spanish, right? Here's this fool on the phone," and I was like, "This bro speaking Portuguese. I can't understand what he's saying. I'm only catching like 30% of this junk." And they were like, "So you can't talk to the customer?" He's like, "We're gonna have to ask you to resign." I was like, "Damn, that's some cool
Yo,
shit."
wait, isn't that illegal?
Yeah, that's
It is.
illegal.
That's
I didn't know
wrongful
that.
termination.
I was fucking like 17, 18 years old. I know what I was doing, and I just signed the paper and fucking took off.
I only had an internship for 6 months before I quit because it was an under the table thing. They didn't pay us at all, but we got a lot of knowledge. We were silk screening and graphic
yeah.
designing, so I did it.
Deciding everyone will start.
So,
We don't remember where we left off. So when he does the editing, we'll just continue from here.
all right, so that was a wrap. Today has been fun. It's been full of adventure. From being out in the sun to being it already being dark outside. Time to go home, wrap up the Sunday.
Yep.
Thanks for having us at your house, bro. I appreciated you. Biggmellow, thanks for coming on, hanging out, chill Sunday.
Nice meeting you too.
We all met, made friends, everything's cool. If you guys are out there chasing your dreams and you have self-doubt, move it in the back of your head. Anybody can do this. Anybody can sit there, turn the camera on, talk, and the people, you know, hear what you have to say. Your words are worth something. You guys have to put that behind you, you know, to doubt yourself. And keep on chasing the dreams no matter what people tell you and how they tell you no. Just prove them wrong. Use that as fuel to obviously keep you pushing.
Yep. Keep it going.
Got 'em. Keep going, keep chasing your dreams to reality, like we always do. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, nothing much. Just if you guys need any car parts in the Inland Empire area, hit him up. Tell him I sent you. If you guys want to refer me, that would be a great deal. If not, he also does good financing on like credit, good credit, bad credit, no credit, doesn't matter to him. If you guys want to support him with his shirts, he will leave a link in his video down below. If you guys want to check out my YouTube, link will also be down below. Lazyman Garage right here.
And I'm gonna have it falling out of your mouth like that.
Shirts, how much are your shirts?
$20 right now. Tanks, tees, and looks like sweaters are going to be right around 50. So, yeah, if it's getting cold out there, come and lace yourself up, get some new gear.
So thank you guys for joining today's video. It's a wrap. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to all 3 of our channels actually. Thank you guys all for the countless support, the people that do support us and the people that hate us. Continue to watch us. Thank you guys.
Peace.
And then go and edit. And then we can edit. Pause. Hey, that was a good line, huh?